On top of everything else, Joe Biden really has proven to be a very nasty and vicious racist. He's been a racist.
A few moments later.
He is a racist. He is a bigot. He is telling you all of the quiet parts out loud so you don't have to pretend or really figure or wonder, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what he will do when he becomes president. He's telling you he will be a dictator. He's telling you women can't have bodily autonomy. He's telling you he doesn't want people to vote.
Just moments ago in South Carolina, Donald Trump accused the sitting president of the United States of hating black people.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. They're going to put you all back in chains.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
I think the two-party system, although my Democratic colleagues don't like me saying this, I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the Negro.
What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Rashad. We back again with the Black Anomaly Rising channel. So I got to talk to y'all about this event that Donald Trump went to for the Black Conservative Foundation. So they had a gala, and essentially it was a bunch of black conservatives went to this event. That's literally what the event is for. Okay, and the woke leftists over at MSNBC and CNN are having full-blown meltdowns. They cannot stand the fact that Donald Trump not only went here, but he had the audacity to talk about black people in a way that they couldn't fathom and understand. The level of hypocrisy here is astounding. Like, they're repeatedly accusing him of doing pandering and saying disrespectful things and doing anti-black things. Of course, you know, they don't show any actual evidence of any of the things that they're claiming that he does wrong in terms of things that he's done in his history. But they try to say, oh, well, the things he said are the problem, even though personally, I don't think if he actually listened to what he said specifically and don't let your Trump derangement take over, then I think that what he said is fine. But I'm gonna start by showing this clip from woke behind MSNBC where they just totally go off on Trump, and I'm gonna debunk what this lady says after. It's a pretty short clip, so let's jump into it.
Hey, Danielle, I'm gonna play those comments on race that were made by Donald Trump last night. I want to get your reaction on the other side. Take a quick listen.
Then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against.
I mean, Danielle, that was one of several comments. He also, he being Donald Trump, talked about the fact that black people like the fact that his mugshot made it to a t-shirt, because that's what black people like. I mean, you couple that with what Donald Trump said about black people in sneakers just a few days ago, and I will share this with you guys. I showed that to my husband. He thought it was a deep fake. He's like, there's no way that man said that. Danielle, your thoughts?
I mean, I wish that it was a deep fake, but the reality is that Donald Trump himself is a deep fake. He is a liar, he is a grifter, and he believes very little about black people and what they actually have to offer this country, right? That, oh, so long as you get arrested and you have sneakers, those are the things that black people are aligned with. I don't know how much more racist you can be than what Donald Trump has provided and continues to provide, but people like Tim Scott stand behind him grinning. So he thinks that somehow he is aligned with black people. There are people in this country who see Donald Trump for who he is. He is a racist. He is a bigot. He is telling you all of the quiet parts out loud so you don't have to pretend or really figure or wonder, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what he will do when he becomes president. He's telling you he will be a dictator. He's telling you women can't have bodily autonomy. He's telling you he doesn't want people to vote. Pay attention. Right? Like, all of the things that he is saying, he means and he will do. And the fact is that the Republican Party has thought very little about black people, don't care about black people, and don't want black people to be active participants in this country. Period.
Okay, so you heard all of that. So she's basically trying to just go off on Donald Trump, ignoring all of the positive things that he said while he was there. Okay, he was talking for like a long time, like well over an hour. It was like somewhere around an hour and a half. And basically trying to nitpick the little things that he said to try to make him look bad, and also saying things that he didn't even say and trying to embellish all this negativity. Okay, so I'm gonna go one by one. I got a whole list. So she talked about crime. He was saying that they're saying, as in other people on the news and various different political pundits and commentators are saying that maybe people will sympathize with Trump more. He's not saying that he thinks that. He's saying that they're saying. That's literally what he said. He's saying that, oh, well, they're saying maybe people will feel like Trump understands them more because of what they had to go through being discriminated against. That's not necessarily him making that correlation. Other people have been making that correlation ever since Trump was indicted to begin with. This isn't something that Trump came up with himself. It's not a unique idea. People have been saying that, and now that Trump slightly echoed the same thing, and now people are saying it's a problem. On top of that, she goes into the mugshot, basically talking about the mugshot, but not showing any footage of what Trump actually said.
Black conservatives understand better than most that some of the greatest evils in our nation's history have come from corrupt systems that try to target and subjugate others to deny them their freedom and to deny them their rights. You understand that. I think that's why the black people are so much on my side now, because they see what's happening to me happens to them. Does that make sense? I've heard that. When I did the mugshot in Atlanta, you know that mugshot is number one. Elvis Presley's number two, and Frank Sinatra's. They had Frank Sinatra for fighting, and they had Elvis for, I don't know, something in a gas station. He tried to hold up a gas station. I don't know, something. Elvis. So Elvis is number two, but he was always number one. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts, and they sell them for $19 a piece. It's pretty amazing. Millions, by the way, millions of these things have been sold. So I don't know if I'm proud of it or not proud of it, but anytime you can beat Elvis, that's okay, right?
Instead, opting to just try to paint her own negative picture of what Trump said. This lady starts to come out of nowhere talking about he's going to be a dictator. He doesn't want people to vote. He doesn't support abortions. Like all of these different things. Trump has literally joked about the whole dictator thing because he's kind of trolling the fact that people have been saying that about him regardless of what he said. Okay, the whole thing about not wanting people to vote is ridiculous. He's literally at a black event saying he wants black people to vote. Like he's saying, yes, he wants them to vote for him, but he's not trying to say, hey, black people, don't vote. Okay, like for anybody who cares about those voter ID laws, I've never, any time in my life, even when I was a leftist, thought that voter ID was some sort of big, crazy, racist Republican conspiracy. Okay, that's one of the biggest gaslights of the Democrats in history. Okay, not to mention the abortion topic that she brought up, which is one of those things where Donald Trump is kind of softened up on the whole abortion topic, and he literally says over and over again, hey guys, we gotta win elections. If we keep being too heavy-handed with this issue, we're just not going to win elections, and we're never going to be able to push any of that agenda at all. So he's literally softened up on that issue because Donald Trump is a man of the people. He doesn't just want to force his will on the people like the leftists do. He wants the people's will to be what it is. Like the people, the government that is hired is just a representative of the people. That's it. These leftists, they don't care anything about that. They're the true dictators, want to remove people from the ballots. They want to remove people's social media accounts and YouTube channels and anything they can. They want to remove you from your job if you don't get jabbed. Who's the real dictator here? I just listed several examples. There's probably more if I could think about it. Oh, they also don't want you to evict people if you go through the effort of buying a house and you're upkeeping the house and doing everything for the house. They don't want you evicting people from the house. Something that's totally unconstitutional. And they want to call Trump the dictator, a person who has literally never demonstrated any type of dictatorial type of activity whatsoever. And the Democrats have demonstrated that. But no, don't listen to and don't believe your eyes and your ears and what's actually happened. Just believe what we say. That's basically what this lady and what the Democrats want. So that was woke MSNBC. Of course, they're going to be like the craziest and most wackiest people on the internet, like the biggest clowns of the world, essentially, because they got the max level Trump derangement. So anybody who looks at that network on a consistent basis, their brain is going to be totally fried. Okay, now CNN is certainly not in the middle. They're definitely not moderate or independents. Okay, they are hella Trump deranged over there, and they're getting closer and closer to MSNBC every day. However, they are a little bit more reasonable. You'll see this brother in the middle actually speak a little bit of sense. Okay, he seems like he's Trump deranged too, but he speaks a little bit of sense. And guess what they do? They literally ignore what he says. It's actually hilarious because he mentions black males and how they're losing the black male vote. And what do they do to him? They basically ignore him and emasculate him when he brings up black male issues. Let's take a look.
I am going to start with you, Ashley, because
Thank you. I think he needs to defend his party and the head of his party.
The idea that Trump being indicted multiple times makes him simpatico with black people in this country is what?
I mean, here's the thing. I couldn't be more, and I'm going to take the privilege of speaking for all black people. I couldn't be more offended by that statement.
Don't do that. Don't speak for all black people, because I'm black. Been black my whole life. Family's black. Friends are black. You're not speaking for me, lady. I wasn't offended at all. I saw the whole thing. And I'm going to put some clips in here so y'all can see the whole thing too, so they can't misrepresent what was actually stated.
And I just find it very rich. And here's the other thing. Him saying black the way that he did, it just felt mocking in some sense. But
so the way Trump says the word black, she doesn't like that either. Guys, can y'all seriously believe this? Because I know what she's talking about. She's like, he says black. Like, it's literally how Trump talks. Like, that's literally just how he sounds. So she's like, because of the way Trump sounds, he's racist.
Help me.
You can't make this up. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They're whack jobs. They're crazy. Okay, the Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, is real.
Added emphasis.
Yeah, I mean, just the emphasis on the B. But here's the real reality is, Trump can try to pander to black folks while insulting us at the same time in the same breath. But black folks aren't like any other voter, and voters really want to know at the end of the day, what have you done for me lately? And that's where Joe Biden actually has the advantage. To your point, 4% unemployment among African Americans, 14% when Trump was president. Joe Biden created 15 million jobs, just canceled $1 billion in student loan debt.
So I'm going to address all the things she just mentioned, okay? The unemployment rate, as far as anybody can tell, is low, okay? But it's also low under Trump. I don't really think that is like considered a big W if you're saying like, well, Trump didn't care about black people, but the black unemployment rate was also low under Trump. That doesn't make any sense. But you know what the big difference is? The dollar went way further. Okay, just saying the black unemployment rate is low, which is the unemployment rate is low across the board right now. But the problem is because nobody can afford to live off anything. So everybody has to work, in some cases, multiple jobs. I even know some people in corporate America who have multiple jobs, and they make a lot of damn money, but they have a lot of expenses because their expenses have went up.
It's been a disaster for black Americans. Biden gave you a 3-year inflation rate of almost 39%. So over 3 years, didn't matter if you made a little bit more money. After inflation, you were way, way behind. The average mortgage payment is now almost 2 times as high, costing the typical family an extra $19,000 a year in mortgage payments from when I was president. You and your family cannot afford 4 more years of Bidenomics. He thinks it's a good term. It's a really bad term. Anything having to do with his name is bad.
Okay, so having a low unemployment rate, they keep wanting to focus on this damn unemployment rate, but it's not enough. Okay, it's not enough. Okay, she talked about cancellation of student loan debt for, I think they said, about 150,000 people? There's literally millions of people in this country now. Not everybody has student loan debt, but it sure as hell is more than 150,000 people. And guess who doesn't qualify for it? Me. So I got student loan debt. I don't qualify for a damn thing. And I'm a black man. So again, what the hell are they doing for me? Like, come on, bruh.
Which really is going to set up a lot of black folks to create generational wealth. And that's what it boils down to. So this to me is just, it's pandering. It's at its worst, but it's not going to have a major.
They basically act like Joe Biden shouldn't even be talking to black people. Like, you just give it up. Or not Joe Biden, sorry, Trump. So they're like, just give it up, Trump. They're like, just give it. Why are you even talking to black people? It's pandering, Trump. It's pandering. It's disrespectful to talk to black people. You got to be a Democrat to talk to black people. If you're a Republican, you don't talk to black people. It's fake if you're a Republican and you talk to black people. Only the Democrats are being honest and just, and they actually mean it. They're good whites. The Democrat whites are the good whites. The Republican conservative whites are the bad ones. That's what these idiots want you to think. Like, the only difference is that the Democrats are fake as hell. Okay, if you pay attention long enough, you come to this realization, and you cannot unsee it once you see it.
Sure, Michael, you know the person who started this organization that Trump was speaking at. Is this what he had in mind when he created a space? And let's be honest, there are black conservatives. There needs to be black conservatives, but is this what he had in mind when he created this space?
I mean, look, I think that
yeah, you see the way he's bracing himself because he know they ain't gonna like what the hell he has to say. Man, I wish I go on one of these networks. I'd be smoking all of them. I would love, okay, anybody watching this, I would love to be on one of these networks as an invitee. We can go over the facts, and I can tell you why so many black people, black males, are turning against Biden. Okay, I can tell you right now, I do it all the time on this channel. It'll be easy to go on there and tell y'all why, and don't be trying to quiet me down and try to cut me off when I be telling you the damn reasons, okay? I could talk about this all day.
Americans do have some dislikes about the current iteration of things, politically speaking. Trump mentioned the immigration issue. We've all seen videos and clips out of Chicago,
which they tried to ignore.
New York City. I just talked about that on Jake's show a couple days ago. So there are some points of contention there. I do also think that there's...
Here's the fact. A lot of the time, if you're a black man, you're not just expected to take care of yourself. You're expected to take care of yourself, and if you're married, your wife, and the kids, okay? And maybe more people than that. So you can't afford to be dealing with no bad economy and hoping that you're going to get handouts. You got to have things that work. The economy needs to work. If it's not working, then as a man, you're just going to struggle, and they're going to look at you like something's wrong with you. They're not going to be worried about the economy. Everybody's going to judge you, okay? So that's the reason why, of course, a black man is going to care more about that. We operate off of logic. Men in general are more logical. A lot of time, women are more emotional. So, of course, a lot of people are going to fall for the tricks and the delusions of the Democrat Party.
Some points of contention with black men in particular. And Democrats have actually acknowledged this, that they recognize they need to work harder with black men. Now, am I saying that we're going to see a plethora of black men all of a sudden voting for Donald Trump beyond the 12% he received in 2020? That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that any decrease in black men in key states like Georgia, perhaps Pennsylvania.
Georgia, guess where I'm at? Georgia. And guess who I'm voting for? Trump, 2024.
The key battleground states that President Biden won by very slim margins in 2020, that decrease could somehow give Trump some level of a mathematical advantage.
But, I mean, there's all of that, and then there's what Trump said and did tonight.
She don't give a damn. You see the way she dismissed what he said. She was like, well, I mean, who cares about immigration and black men and making sure that they're happy? We care about what Trump said today. That's all she gives a damn about is what Trump said. And she don't care about the good stuff he said. She cares about the bad stuff. Like, no, we need to make Trump look bad. We can't let Trump look good. Stop raising valid points about immigration. Okay, stop it. Don't talk about the economy on the whole. Just talk about the unemployment rate. Don't talk about inflation. Okay, don't talk about the prices of goods and services in this country anymore. Don't talk about the interest rates. Just talk about what Trump said. What he said makes him racist. And don't talk about the racist thing that Joe Biden said. Okay, Joe Biden said some really racist things himself.
MSNBC, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. They're going to put you all back in chains. When I marched in the civil rights movement, I was not out marching.
Play just one more
Sure.
bit of what Trump said tonight.
Oh, God.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see? That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. That's a long way, isn't it? These lights. We've come a long way together.
I mean, I don't even know what that means.
Well, I was waiting for him to throw gold sneakers into the.
You know, if you actually thought about, I've seen people. The people are the most offended by that particular clip, and the fact that people are literally makes me just want to start calling people names, like as if they just have a clear lack of intelligence and don't like to think, because in their mind, Trump is in their mind he's racist. So anything that comes out of Trump's mouth, they're going to equate that to some sort of negative racist comment without actually paying the attention to what Trump was saying. Okay, here's the thing. Trump historically goes to rallies and is not very many black people there. Okay, it's hardly any black people or any people of color in general at any Trump rallies. This is factual. Okay, you can look at any video footage, any pictures, anything, you're going to see mainly white people, honestly, okay? But this is a literal black event. So Trump was saying he's come a long way because there's so many black people, that's all he sees, which is not what he normally sees, which is normally all white people. Guys, think. Use your head and stop, oh my God, he's so racist. Think about it for a damn second. It's not hard. Like, these people kill me. To me, this is common sense. I don't think I'm that smart, but this is common sense. And these people clearly, maybe they're smart in some other ways, but not in terms of interpreting what people are saying. Okay, just comprehension of the world on the whole. These people are clearly dum-dums. All right, let's keep going.
Speaking of the gold sneakers, speaking of the gold sneakers, I mean, this is part of the conversation here. This from Trump, you know, I saw conservatives complaining about Biden going and doing that video with black voters and eating a meal with them. The kids were eating fried chicken. They called that pandering.
That's because it was, and I didn't see no outrage from y'all about the fried chicken. I didn't hear a peep. Was there videos about that from CNN? I couldn't find any. I didn't see nobody mad. Anytime there's all this weird ass pandering from Joe Biden, nobody says anything, but then Trump goes to a black conservative event and speaks for like an hour and a half, something that Joe Biden I have not seen do. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, she's so racist. Joe Biden says, hey, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Nobody cares about anything racist that Joe, he literally was a segregationist. This is factual. It's not made up. It's factual. Kamala Harris called him out on it.
You also worked with them to oppose busing.
And I happen to think that the one way to ensure that you set the civil rights movement in America further back is to continue to push busing, because it's a bankrupt policy.
So why the hell does nobody care about Joe Biden being racist? Like, what the hell, man? Why do Democrats not care? Why? Like, how many times have y'all caught the extreme MAGA racist saying the N-word? How many times have y'all seen that? I mean, they had to have been recording Trump constantly. We're gonna catch him. We're gonna catch him. We know he's gonna say it. How many times have y'all caught this? Y'all know that they're looking for it. Like, they can't find him saying anything actually racist. They gotta stretch this ridiculous. They gotta just make stuff up, basically. They gotta make up outrage to get people mad. And it's like, yeah, this will take the blacks away from them. Black men are smart. Believe it or not. I know some people don't think that, but black men are smart. We're not falling for idiocy. We don't run off of emotions. We can't afford to. The world is too tough. It's too cruel. Okay, we got to use our damn heads and not our emotions. We are not going to destroy ourselves. Okay, so let me try to finish this clip. This is getting on my last nerve. I'm trying to get through it.
Any of this, all of this pandering, is this the right way to reach black voters in general?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that there's a clear problem. The Democratic Party is having a problem with the enthusiasm gap among black male voters in particular.
She sounded like Joe Biden. Y'all heard the way she's stuttering. Sound like Joe Biden. You need to calm the hell down.
Long ago poll that showed that Donald Trump's polling at 22% with black male voters, and that set off alarms obviously within the party. But here's what I am, seeing. I've met with the party. We sort of had a debrief about what lessons learned from 2020. I was in the war room and we were bleeding black male voters 30 days out from the election. Part of what we saw then, I don't think the party is quite yet ready to confront in any sort of robust way. I mean, the strategy is quite antiquated. They're putting $25 million on television in these ads with the president sitting down having dinner. That's an antiquated strategy. The issue really is that disinformation is disproportionately targeted to black voters.
I knew that was going to come. Oh, black people basically aren't smart enough to discern disinformation. So they're tricking black people to support Republicans. They're tricking black men to support Republicans. The Democrats have been tricking black people for my whole life and probably well before that. Okay, the Republicans are definitely the more honest party when it comes to basically everyday life. Maybe not when it comes to wars and stuff like that. Then you start to have the conservatives start to go a little crazy. It starts to get a little wild. And I'm like, look, I ain't messing with y'all with all this war stuff, all this bloodthirstiness. I'm not with it. But when it comes to the basic stuff that I need to worry about, making some damn money and not lying about the economy and all of this stuff, the Democrats lying their ass to all this illegal immigration, all of this ridiculous, hokey, freaking kumbaya, holding hands, ring around the rosy stuff. The Democrats are full of crap. Okay, they're lying every day. And this lady is doing it too. And she doesn't care about nothing that this dude says. You see, the two women took this whole thing over. They didn't even let him talk.
As well as youth voters. And that's what we saw dating all the way back to the 2016 election. U.S. intelligence agencies are saying it's going to only get worse this cycle. AI is only going to compound the situation with these deep fakes. So the concern is that the party, for me, is that the party's not really ready to deal with this issue. You can try to address it on the margins with these types of dinners and these, and ads and $25 million on television. But the reality is the problem is in our feeds. It's the corrosion within our feeds that we're not ready yet to address.
A quick last word to you.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that black men have legitimate concerns. They have concerns about the state of the economy. They have concerns about economic leverage. And they don't see those answers coming from Democrats. And so Trump is making the message. Again, it doesn't mean that we're going to see 30% of black men all of a sudden becoming Republicans. But what it does mean is that Donald Trump is tapping into something that I don't think we can ignore.
Well, we'll see how it works out for him. Chair Michael Singleton.
Yeah, we certainly will.
Look, whoever this lady is that got the short hair, like, this lady disgusts me, okay? Because she clearly didn't say anything about being concerned about the black man. She was concerned about the black male vote. She is a classic Democrat. That's all they care about. This is what Trump literally called out when he was at this gala.
Joe Biden and the radical left have abandoned everything black Americans care about. They've really let you down. Look, we all understand it. They've thrown black Americans overboard, and it's been not a pretty thing to watch. I and the Republican Party will fight for the black community like you have never had anybody fight for you before. And with me, you will never be taken for granted. You will never be taken for granted. They've taken you for granted. Do you ever notice they always come around about 2 months before an election? Then they get your votes, and then they go on, and 4 years later they come and say hello, or 2 years, depending on what office we're talking about. But they come back and they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing until it's election time. Then they come in, they seek your vote. The future we want is one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to have.
She doesn't give a damn at all about how black men are actually functioning in the country. She just is saying, oh, it's just disinformation. Like, guys, a lot of us know exactly what Joe Biden has done. We're not happy with what he's done. What the conversation should be about is how does he improve on what he's doing, but they never want to talk about that. They want to just say, oh, he's just done this amazing job. He's the greatest president ever, right? That's what they want to say. It was Obama, now all of a sudden it's Joe Biden. And I'm like, look, like whether y'all like Obama or not, Joe Biden is like a 1/100th of who Obama was, okay? Obama was definitely way better. People were acting like they're one and the same. That's a bold-faced lie. Obama could walk and talk and not fall on his freaking face. Okay, Joe Biden is a complete joke and a disaster, and we have never seen the country fall to this state, at least not in my lifetime. Okay, maybe you go back to Great Depression or whatever, but I'm saying, like, after that point, I mean, it's been crazy as hell how bad things are with the record inflation and legal immigration. I'm like, to try to tell people and try to get in my face. This lady is literally saying, lying to my face, playing in my face, saying that the economy is great when the prices, everything is up, interest rates are up, and wages they're increasing. But no, when they say that they're outpacing, they're lying their ass off. They are not outpacing. Okay, you got shrinkflation going on. They're giving you less product when you go to the store. There's so many things that's going wrong, and they're just trying to say, like, yeah, things are awesome. See, it's just misinformation. That's the reason that you want to support Republicans. Nah, it's because the Democrats suck balls. That's why I want to support the Republicans, because they actually, even though I don't agree with everything that a lot of conservatives say, they actually are using common sense to try to govern, okay? Common sense economics to try to govern. If I feel like everything is just this pie in the sky stuff with Democrats, I don't like it. And all that tyranny, that's what really turned me away from the Democrats, trying to force jabs, and you can't kick people out your house if they not paying rent and all of this stuff. And they wasn't paying people the rent. That's the reason why it was overturned. It was overturned. It took too long. Some people literally lost their house because the Democrats didn't allow people to process evictions. And they didn't stop the banks from collecting. They just stopped the evictions from happening. Okay, so the banks were good. They're like, look, we got free houses. Okay, imagine if you pay on something for years and all of a sudden, because of stupid Democrat policies, all of a sudden you lose your damn house. And people support stuff like that. And then they try to say, well, look at what Trump said. Look at what Trump said. Nah, pay attention to what the hell I'm saying. If you don't support people like me, then you're going to lose. And I'm going to do everything in my power every damn second, every day. I'm going to keep coming out with these videos. I'm going to keep growing the channel. I done started putting videos on TikTok. I done started posting a bunch of stuff on Twitter. I'm going to do everything I damn can. I talk to people in real life, people that I know, okay, people I run into, starting up conversations, Facebook, whatever, to turn people against the Democrats, so that they can wake the hell up and maybe they can actually start supporting the agenda of all Americans, including black men. Until then, your ass is toast. I'm going to fight hard every damn day to make sure that these idiots are exposed. And I don't give a damn what Abby Phillip of CNN has to say about it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Rampant outbreaks. They're suffering from a terminal case of Trump derangement syndrome. Have you all heard? They have Trump derangement. They are really not doing well.